Hey, this is John Mayer, and that is his teleprompter. Why does he need one? Well, of course, he remembers the lyrics, but between playing an instrument, singing and staying on pitch, keeping an adequate and consistent distance from the mic, and looking good for the camera, I believe every artist on stage would welcome any help he gets. I usually stick to audio engineering, making sure the band sounds their absolute best. But this time, we're taking a little detour. Welcome to Side Projects. So, what makes a good teleprompter? A monitor hooked up with a PowerPoint presentation rested on a guitar stand is a teleprompter. But they have one fatal flaw, mainly the presentation softwares. They don't scroll like John's teleprompter or even Spotify. There are professional teleprompters available if you want to spend the money. And they also look nice on stage. But they are not exactly what I'm looking for in terms of functionality. Now you can make them work with certain apps, but I think I have a better way. This is my implementation. Just a monitor hooked up with a Raspberry Pi onto which you can load your song lyrics, along with the timings of when it should advance to the next line. Let's see how I developed this. So let's make one. Firstly, I want it to be easy to set up in a time crunch. Small bands do not get a lot of time for sound check, let alone setting up these gadgets. Secondly, I want it to be extremely automated. I don't want to provide it any additional inputs while the band is performing. It should do everything on its own. And lastly, its main job to display the lyrics in the best way possible. If my teleprompter is running off of a Raspberry Pi, I want the setup to be as easy as plugging into the power, the HDMI, and maybe pressing a button. And I want the lyrics to be automated. This is tricky. On one hand, we can have a person clicking and manually advancing the lyrics as the singer sings. But wouldn't it be cool if it did that by itself? We can achieve this by syncing the lyrics to the backing tracks or the click tracks if the artist is using those, and that's the route I have taken. I first started a vibe coding session till I got to a place where I understood and could edit the code myself. Then I ran it on a Pi 0 but soon upgraded to a Pi 5 for better performance. Also, this project is on my GitHub, which would be the first link below that like button. Now that the lyrics are scrolling, but how do we define the exact time the lyrics have to advance to the next line? For this, I made a tool where you enter your lyrics as a text file and your own song as an MP3. You can play the song while advancing the lyrics yourself to generate a lyric file with timestamps, which will be used to sync the lyrics automatically. After sorting that out, I had to figure out how to connect everything together. Now here is a laptop running Logic. This will play the backing tracks or the click tracks, and the lyrics would have to sync to the output of the laptop. Now I'm going to be using MIDI to give signals from my laptop to the Raspberry Pi, and I'm going to be doing it wirelessly using this ESP-32. I do not have a stage setup in my house, but I did the best to recreate it in my living room using my TV as the display. So here it is, all working together. It took me a minute and 13 seconds to go from setup to displaying the lyrics. I call that fast. And if you want to do that too, I've made this project open source. So you can build your own version if you have a Raspberry Pi and ESP-32. I'd like to know what your thoughts on this project are and what more features can I add to it. I have some ideas like making it work with OBS so there is lyrics on top of video or making it available to be synced with other stage equipments. But I'd like to add features sparingly. I've seen many open source softwares with a great feature set but a not so good user interface. Currently, my implementation suffers from this too, but I hope to change that in the future. That being said, feel free to comment any features or suggestions that you might have, and give it a like so that YouTube knows that this video is good. And if you want to see what other side projects I take on next, you can hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching.